GM Foot Soldiers, it's Gratitude Monday. And my apologies for not having my blog updated last week with what I was grateful for. I just don't have enough time in the day. God and I are still in negotiation about adding 6 hours to my day. So far, I'm losing. I've avoided vlogging. First of all, like many people, I don't like seeing myself on video, and I hate the way that I sound. But I see many courageous people taken to video, and since I don't have all the time that I want, I will start doing my best to start vlogging more so I can have more content and share my joys with you in hopes that you'll share yours with me. Well, I'll share my Gratitude Monday. Well, what I was grateful for last week that I wanted to blog about. It was such a spiritual moment for me. So I had someone over. Well, first of all, what am I grateful for? I am grateful mostly to have dreams that are big enough. Yeah, and it's frightening. But that's what I'm thankful for. So 2 Fridays ago, I had a friend over, and before I started working, she noticed my sign, and it was on my desk. Actually, it is this one, if you can see it. If your dreams aren't big enough, I always mess that up. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. And my apologies, I am not editing. I've been trying to do this for the longest, and the videoing is getting above the message. And so I declare my freedom from my message, regardless of my stuttering. It'll help it anyway. But anyway, so my friend saw the sign, just to get back on track. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. She asked me, what does that mean? This is the second time I've seen it. And I think she'd seen it recently. She's like, honestly, when something scares me, I don't do it. Well, she didn't say I don't do it. I stay away from it. Same thing, I think. But I could relate to that. When we're younger, we're taught to listen to our intuition. And it's a good lesson that you learn as you're young. Especially when you're young. That God feeling inside that if you're somewhere and something doesn't feel right, to go, or when your parents tell you if you're with friends and you're starting to get that feeling, get out of there because something's about to go down. Yours truly got that feeling. It took me a while not to stay away from it, and of course, got in trouble a lot. Anyway, and I remember even after my mom died, it was 12th grade. I took geometry. So by my high school years, before then, I was not considered the sharpest knife in the drawer in my family, and probably still is not. Maybe, hard work is replace what I don't have up here. But I remember taking geometry, and I remember I made a D. I studied, and I remember just how easy algebra came. And so you know what I decided to do? It didn't feel right. I wasn't supposed to be doing it, so I dropped the class for home ec that I made a C in. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Little did I know that I was where I needed to be to stretch me out my comfort zone and to expand my horizons. So anyway, when she told me that she avoids that and couldn't make sense of the sign, I told her, so I use an example. So my friend is beautiful, and she has a fantabulous body because she is disciplined enough to go to the gym. So I told her about, when someone does, let's say when you do that someone does that last bench press. You have someone standing over you holding the bar, and then that last one, first you go, right? Then that last one, you're like shaking, and you may make it, you may go down, or someone may have to lift the bar up from you. But no matter how, whether you put it all the way up or only get it right here in that work, that is where your benefit is. Not in the others, but in that little bit that you could barely do. That is where you'll get the result and the fruits of your labor. And she could relate with that. So I'm ready. I had to jump on a call. And so as I walk her out the door, I get a call from my contractor. So I am an independent IT and business consultant. And I work, when I work with corporate America, I work through what I call like my pimp that takes some of my money. I don't know what for. No, yeah, I do. So I can get paid without having to worry about bugging the big companies. But anyway, he calls me. He's like, Joanna, it's been a long time since we talked. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing? I'm about to get on a call. He goes, well, guess what? Don't know how to say this, but this is your last day. I'm like, Your contract, they terminated as of today, it's over. 18, scratch that, you didn't hear that. But my client, the client I was working for didn't have the money for me. So I was stunned. And then the next thing I thought is like, God, you sure are funny. You have jokes. You have jokes. So now I explained it well, and I guess he wants me to live it well now. Be the example. So I sit down, I just sit back in my chair on my desk, like looking at the computer, all the work, and going like, capiche, it's done. And then the sign catches me, this one. This one. We're going to put it right here. No, I look like holding it. But let's see if I can just at least get it in the background. A little bit of it. But anyway, I looked at it. So just to tell you what ran through my mind, I was like, well, now I get to concentrate on really making sure that workshop is, that small business workshop is up, and I can fully dedicate to what God has in plan for me. And I was like, So I look at the sign, and it's like, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Then I thought, I'm scared. What am I going to do for money? Or I knew that I could, it really not about the money, because I could get a contract, but I was like, there was fear because that was 80% of my income gone. No expectation, and we just put our two boys in college, back to school. Had to pay out a large amount, waiting for whatever to hit the account, and anyway, I was scared. I was scared to make the call to my husband because he is the safety net, get the insurance and the 401k, and I, through my contracts, that's how we get to live. So that scared me. But then joy took over, and I'm going to try to hurry it up, but I can feel the moment. I looked at the signs again. The fear was there, but here was joy. Joy from freedom. Joy from, this is my chance to just get it done and to live out my purpose, the job that God had for me in this time in my life. And soon that fear was overcome with joy. Number one, like I said, because my dreams were big enough. That sign said it. Everyone says it. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Well, guess what? I'm scared. It's big, and I am joyful. And so I'm just so thankful that for all the people around me, for all the work, for the support that I've gotten, And just notice that I didn't say anything about the support that I didn't get. Because it was in those times that my heart was crushed. It was in those times that I was betrayed. It was in those times that my family and I didn't know what next. Was that where I learned, where I got the most joy in the lessons for this moment. So I thank God for the work also, and the support and the confidence to just take that plunge, to know that my dreams are big enough, and what it will bring. The joy of, I just can imagine the joy of last week, usually by Monday, really, I wake up and I'm ready for Friday, or really by Wednesday, even with my autoimmune issues, I am just drained. And last week I was just able to go and just felt guilty, and I was like, I'm getting up and I'm waking up happy every day, looking forward to doing filling out my purpose and having a career out of something that I love. Anyway, I could go on, but I won't, especially since it's 11 minutes and I am not doing this over. It should have been just 5. But anyway, please share your joy with what you're grateful for beyond just thank God for waking up and all that. That's important. But our joys are in the little things, like a kiss from our grandchild and I love you and I'm sorry, or even other things, but it's usually the joy come from in places that when we're in despair and we need help a lot. And also our blessings, but sometimes we need to practice seeing that. And practice it, because you know what? Gratitude will improve your attitude and increase your blessings. Have a wonderful day.